could be good.
Yeah. Whose lineup do you actually prefer, though?
Newbee. I think Newbee's is easier to play, but there is potential with Chronosphere and Skywrath Mage, of course. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see the ultra late game Skywrath Mage Ags and Chrono. Is that good? Just say yes.
No.
Okay.
I think it's good against illusion lineups, though. That's pretty much the only time you pick it up, I'm pretty sure, because Mystic Snake will just instantly kill all illusions. It's pretty freaking good, actually. But in this game, as much as I want to see it, Brax, I don't think we're going to.
All right.
But you never know. This is Dotes, so you've seen some stranger things in life, for sure. Misery's going to roll down mid with this smoke and place, he was going to place the ward, there we go. Close to the tier 1 tower. I don't think that one's getting dewarded. Interesting spot.
It's a pretty tough ward to deward, especially with the cover of the smoke. You know, one thing the panel didn't talk about so much is that Planet Odd's lanes are very strong. Right? We have the Earth Spirit Skywrath Mage in the mid lane. Very easy to kill Medusa unless Sanking wants to sit there. And if he does, then that opens up the top lane for Moon's Void with the Poor Man's Shield against two pretty basic right clickers. I mean, not the greatest laners, especially against PMS. So they have that small advantage that could, you know, open up the map and lead to bigger things here.
God, that Drow Ranger mask is hideous. I actually hate it so much. Because it's a mask of madness, man. Like,
she doesn't even buy the item anymore.
I know.
Or maybe she will.
Even back then, she didn't buy it that much, right? It was still a niche pick overall.
Yep. Is it different in the... Oh, no, it's not. Okay.
No, it's not. It's just as hideous in the Chinese client.
I was hoping it'd be better, but not the case.
No, I was actually hoping it would be banned. It would just be a completely different item altogether, but not to be, unfortunately. So we saw him just absolutely destroy the Bracer here, picked up right off the bat for the fast Atos.
Yep.
And once he got the Atos, that's when he started to really take off. And then you saw the itemization by Newbee to try to counter that later in the game with, I don't think we saw a Yules, but we saw a bunch of Force Staffs.
Yep, and he still made great plays to just ult after the Force Staff.
Yeah, exactly. He just baited the crap out of him. So we're going to have a roll in on Kaka right off the bat. The Burrow Strike will connect on Earth Spirit. Just trading some damage pretty early on. Of course, Misery can sit here the entire game. Is Kaka okay sitting here?
I don't think he wants to be here, but he has to be here to protect Medusa. Otherwise, she's just going to get rolled on and die. Like, she'll get pressured so hard.
And he comes in again.
Yep, just
that Orb of Venom doing work. This actually might be enough damage. He's going to have to pop his Fairy Fire. Will live, or will he? Oh, that health salve will save his life, but that is a wasted health salve.
Yep, now he's got to bring out a new one, and that's a lot of time where he's getting just pressured in this lane at almost no health.
Yeah, that is rough. So this looks like it's going to be a one lane, if all things stay even, as they are going now at least, for Planet Odd. How is Medusa as far as comeback mechanics after like a struggling lane?
She does farm fast, but she's also here that wants to be able to move in these team fights and just tank up in the front lines. And if you don't get off to the greatest start, you don't have enough items or levels to really survive when that happens, and then you can start to fall behind a bit. So it could be problematic, but I mean, she's still relatively safe in this lane for now. Is full health, so
and Medusa, we'll probably be discussing her quite a bit since we don't get to see her as often as, well, I was going to say as we like. I know a lot of people that actually used to hate the Medusa days.
Nobody likes Medusa.
I mean, Medusa typically, it's Kaka. It's going to get initiated on just a bit here, but we're not watching that. We're watching Puck.
Is he, though? We don't know.
Yeah, illusory orb place. That's great.
Got that creep?
The build on Medusas. Dragonlance, I assume, is an item.
Not always.
No? Lincoln Sphere? Is Lincoln's
probably
good this game?
Not. She might just rush Scotty right away to get as much tankability.
Like first item?
Yep, just to get as tanky as possible.
Wow.
Sometimes you see the Yasha, sometimes you see SNY, but Scotty is the item that gives you the most tankability.
Yeah, and one of those struggles that Medusa players find from time to time, at least in a historical sense, is the fact that you want to build tanky, but it feels like you do no damage until you get that fourth or fifth item. But having a Drow on your team makes it so you don't really care that much about that at all, as long as Drow can keep her distance.
In a lineup like this, she doesn't need to deal the damage. As long as she survives, then she'll be able to set up the spells for her teammates, like Sand King, Puck. All these heroes do lots of damage when she doesn't need to. And then later on in the game, she can actually get some damage.
You know, an interesting, what do you think about, not to get theory craft here, but we're talking about how the Medusa was the last pick for Newbee, and then Planet Odd had the choice of the last pick. I was thinking maybe Silencer would be interesting.
For what purpose?
For the mid, but the problem is Weehaw does not play that hero.
Oh. Well,
the fact that you have pure damage for Medusa, you have Global Silence to prevent Sand King, Puck, and all these other heroes from initiating.
It is good against the other heroes, but I don't think it does anything particularly
I
special.
know you're a big
to
hater
Medusa.
on Silencer mid, though, right?
No, I'm not actually. I think the hero's pretty good.
Really? Who was that then? Somebody was talking crap. Up top lane, Faceless Void, Moon Meander will drop. Has already used his time walk.
First blood. Are we gonna see
Wait,
the pop
wait
up?
for it.
Come on.
They've just stopped. They've aborted.
They've given up on it.
Man.
There was no Roshan one as well last game, huh?
Really? Ah, that's true.
I liked it.
That is unfortunate. Up mid lane, the roll in on SCC.
No man, but he's getting clicked.
Ah, he's dead.
Yeah.
He is donezo.
Life
Couple more right clicks. No
is
mana
rough.
needed. That's what happens, and Kaka's like, I just left this lane. Ah. But at least he gets solo XP. Maybe that was the plan all along.
You know, that is the plan. He's hoping he dies and then soaks up the sweet solo experience.
Have
But
you ever
no.
done that before?
Of course.
Many a time?
Oh yeah, I would love that.
I mean, you have your own lane, though, as an offlaner.
Sometimes it's not laneable and I sit behind mid and wait for him to die.
Nice. Oh, top lane. Moon Meander taking some harassment damage again. Time walk. Is Dilation, how much play are you going to see from that spell this game? How
Probably
high
none.
value is it? Does it work on phase shift?
Yeah.
That
But-
could be good.
Well,
That's hard to pull off, though.
yeah, it is.
Because ever since they nerfed it to where you have to cast it after the spell is cast,
Yep.
that has dramatically lowered the impact of that skill overall.
Of course, there's going to be things like Yule's potentially being picked up on puck if he feels like he needs it. Probably needs it because there's 2 silences in the game, so it also purges that. Makes it much less effective. But, I mean, Moon has 13 CS in this offlane, even though he did die. That's quite a lot for an offlaner. So, all of Planet Odd's lanes going pretty well. Puck actually has a ton of CS because Sven, of course, very easy stun for Puck to dodge. Phoenix, not the greatest support early on in the game at zoning offlaners, so he's set up for a pretty good lane this game.
We're not going to spend much time talking about Sven because we've been casting him so much. And
Everyone knows what he does, guys.
He does the exact same thing every game. He's,
I wonder what item build he's going to go for.
yeah, let's talk about that for 20 minutes. His bottom lane, Puck getting initiated on, gets the illusory orb off. Is it going to be enough to actually get away? The fire spirits are ticking him down. Health salve will not be enough. In fact, is just wasted at the end of the day. That means mid lane, though, Weehaw might get initiated upon, but yeah, the level 2 Burrow Strike not quite in range.
Good luck ganking a 375 move speed Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, that is definitely something that we'll bring up from time to time as well. Who's the fastest hero in the game? Just base move
Is
speed.
it CK?
I remember CK, Skywrath, and Luna being the top 3, and I'm struggling to remember. And Enchantress, and actually Enchantress might be number 1.
is,
right?
she got move speed buff. She's 335 at level 1, is that
Yeah,
right?
so Skywrath I think is probably tied with CK or something like that.
I believe so.
We have another roll in again onto SCCC, and it's gonna prompt
Force
a Kaka
rotations
force
again.
rotation. Yeah.
You know, even though they don't kill the Medusa there, they are forcing responses from Newbee over and over, and that frees up the other lanes. I mean, Sand King's been spending probably about half his game just in the mid lane trying to protect Medusa.
Yeah, and Void's gonna get a lot of XP and farm out of these random rotations that we see.
Yep, already
Faith.
5.
He's doing quite well as far as the experience is concerned. Earth Spirit taking a stun to the face, takes a howl as well, and a couple more right clicks. Will it be enough to actually kill him? Indeed.
Very
That
unexpected silence there.
Yeah, the gust value.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, though, especially against the Faceless Void in lane, so nice play there.
In terms of what you want to buy on the Faceless Void this game, as an offlaner, we see Lincoln's a lot. Is that value this game at all, do you think? The swap?
Vlad's is going to be pretty big, probably his first item.
Vlad's into what? You go Blink Dagger.
He might actually, because he needs to... A lot of their lineup plays off the Chronosphere right now, especially the Skywrath Mage.
Right.
So it could be the Blink Dagger, but typically we see Voids build more like a core. You know, they go for like the Vlads and just the standard farming kind of carry items, but we'll have to see. It does depend from player to player and whatever they feel they need in the game.
Man, that must be frustrating for SC. He has an infused raindrop, and just every single time, just a measly little arcane bolt takes 1 charge away every single time.
Yeah, it looks measly, but it hurts.
Bottom lane might have some action coming up soon. Illusory Orb coming out. No. With that down, I don't know if they actually want to find it. Soxa gets Burrow struck. Moogie. That's a surprise drow rotation.
Yeah, definitely
And
not
return to
expected
tier
at all,
1.
but Newbee looking to make the first move in this game for a tower.
Yeah, but you made a good point earlier about the fact that, like we talked about Skywrath Mage somewhat being countered by Force Staffs and Yules and whatnot, but in Chronosphere you can't do any of that stuff. It actually just guarantees the Mystic Flare will do its damage.
There's no defensive item that they can buy to help at all in Chronosphere.
Is that true, though?
You can pipe him, I guess.
There's Pipe. There's
Mech.
Mech. What about Atos on Void before he gets Manta?
What is that? Well, Void's not going to be the one killing him in Chrono.
That's
right?
true.
It's just the disable.
It's still the Mystic Flare that's really going to be doing its damage. So in that case, do you go DPS at all on Void ever after the initiation
probably
items
will.
are picked up?
It helps with your farm speed a lot. You don't want to just be that Chronosphere. You want to be able to be a little bit beefy, a little tanky.
Right. And we haven't even talked about Sunray as well. And we're going to see that combo right now.
Big setup for the Sunray.
On top of the Chronosphere. Vengeful Spirit taking a ton of damage. Gets the stun off. Here's the rotation from Puck. He's going to do a ton himself. Should be able to clean it up. So that's a 1-for-1. Void actually procs the break on the coil, but not enough damage coming out from Puck to actually secure himself the second kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, Sand King is...
just tanks it, all right.
Well, you can always, that's always a plan, right? If you can tank through it, then who cares? Weehaw gets gusted. Right click by Mugi. Kaka, he might actually drop to Weehaw, and he does. A couple more right clicks will take him down, but he keeps missing up high ground.
The attack speed
Sunray helping heal his comrade in arms.
Yep,
so
and that is a 3 points into the Frost Arrows from Drow. I'm not sure how usual this is because I haven't seen a lot of Drow for a long time, but tons of points in that, looking to get active. You even see the Gust come out from time to time.
Yeah, I remember seeing 2 points at least put in, and then maybe they level the rest. It depends on the lineup, I suppose, but I don't think I've seen Precision Aura not maxed at first.
Right.
That is
there might be some early points on the Frost Arrows, but that's usually about it. Tons of stacks everywhere in the jungle, by the way, to help
this is
Medusa catch up.
I mean, split shot with Drow Aura and Venge. We haven't even talked about the Venge Aura. Level 1 Vengeance Aura.
Lots of right-click synergy from all these heroes.
I mean, that's 46 extra damage that Medusa would not have had otherwise. Gotta love it. Bottom lane, Resolution gets a Stormbolt off. Misery gets the silence on the Sand King, rolls in. Do they actually have vision? Doesn't look like that is the case, so Kaka will just chillax for a bit.
Yep, he's going do-do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do-do.
That's right.
Indubitably. Oh, we have a swap. Venge, though, gets silenced, and Mystic Flare comes out, but not enough damage. Oh, a nice stun from Misery from seemingly across the map. Arcane Bolt, not enough to finish off Faith, though. Misery, don't think you're going to have the range, my friend.
Yeah, Raindrop saving his life there.
And he still has 3 charges left. Do they actually want to use this? The Shrine is actually down for another 160 seconds, so we'll have to walk all the way back to base. Or will he? Oh, no, he has Tranquil Boots. I didn't even realize. Good, clean item, for sure.
Yep.
He's going to rotate bot, actually. His Resolution just continuing to farm.
Yeah, Movie's coming in, too. They're looking for this gank.
Oh, here we go, Kaka. Can they actually layer their stuns properly? Burrow Strike into a Gust, into a Venge stun, and yes, more than enough damage to take out that pesky Sven. And speaking of Sven, have they been stacking for him? I don't see, the Ancients are not stacked.
Not at all, huh?
All right, well.
Very unusual for Sven. Usually you want to, Chrono
mid
down
lane, Chrono into Mystic Flare. Will this actually be enough damage? Indeed, way too much, in fact. But here comes the counter coil onto 2. Moon's just going to time walk out of it. Gust cancels the Earth Spirit roll. Kaka's here to play as well. Sunray dealing a decent amount of damage. Actually dodges the Burrow Strike with the egg, but they should be able to take this out, I do believe.
Yep.
And down goes Soxa on the Phoenix. So it's a 2-for-1 right now. Kaka sandstormed up. Resolution just cleaving onto Kaka. Not going to be able to take him out initially, but I would imagine they have enough damage to finally finish him off. The Moon is the only one, though. Burrow Strike, and away goes Sand King. Beautifully done. Resolution almost got the better with that cleave, man.
So close, actually. One more hit. Man, a lot of big ultimate cooldowns here on. We have the Egg, very long cooldown as well. Chronosphere, also long cooldown. And I mean, these fights are kind of going back and forth. They're pretty even here, with Newbee kind of coming out on top here. Yeah, they don't rely on these long cooldowns.
I know I bring this up all the time, Brax, so don't cringe too much. But
okay.
I think this is a game where you actually go Ags relatively early on Void. Because
on Void?
It's a super low cooldown, and Sunray is enough damage a lot of times to get the kill with just the, and of course Mystic Flare has a low cooldown as well. So you don't have to rely on like these ridiculously long cooldowns.
No, it would be very good to avoid that cooldown problem, because that is their big team fight setup, and with the fast-paced lineup with the Drow and Avenge, you know, you're going to have to be fighting pretty much all the time. That's what they look for. They look for these fights where you use these long cooldowns like the Chronosphere, and then they have 2 minutes where they can smoke up and just run around. Right now it looks like they're looking at Roshan too, perhaps?
No, they're smoking up, bypassing Roche, traversing towards the top lane area, which is where a good portion of odd is located right now. And actually, they're going to go right behind them. Kaka is going to run into Misery. Did Misery see that? I think so.
Yep, they know.
Vengeful Spirit does have a swap to set something up. Moon Meander, no Chronosphere for another 30 seconds. Mugi, going to run into 3. We have the Howl, we have the Burrow Strike onto Faceless Void.
He's tanky, though.
Yeah, they're really playing careful. They think Chronosphere might be up. It's relatively close, 15 seconds to go. Phoenix Egg is up as well. He's going to use it in the trees, actually. I don't know if they're going to be able to take this out. Oh, it is level 1, so we'll see. Nice stun, preventing a little bit of damage. And Soxa's Egg will actually pop. Drow Ranger and Vengeful Spirit drop to the deck. Looks like Misery will trade his life here. As Kaka getting Sun Raid. Nice job for Soxa to be able to take him out by himself, essentially. So a 3-for-1, despite having the decent initiation possibility there.
Yep, they had the flank there, but Misery saw him through the trees right when he turned the corner there, and that set him up for success right there. They were able to position the trees well. We saw the egg come out, and Sand King tried to kill it, but he had to run, and then Venge came in and just died to it, trying to kill it as well. Nice play from Soxa. Blade Mail picked up on Medusa. Okay, this is the Eternal Envy special.
So Blade Mail, because he's the focus of the fight. Doesn't really synergize well with his ult, but I guess his ult is a pretty long cooldown, so maybe it doesn't really matter.
Well, you wouldn't use them at, together, right?
Yeah,
You'd Blade Mail first and then pop the ult after if it looks like they want to commit for you, that kind of thing.
I mean, his ult just absolutely wrecks Sven.
Yes, it does.
Have you ever seen Blink Dagger Medusa before?
I have.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen everything, so. How is that?
Some games it's great.
Is it really? Like,
yeah.
Even today you can get away with it, you think?
Yeah. It puts you in a position where people have to either sit there and fight you or run away, and usually if they run, they're slowed by a large amount, and that's what usually.
I mean, I can definitely see the synergy. It's just the issue with Medusa is you just run out of slots so fast. You want to buy so many items.
Yep, you want all these small items.
But with backpack, Brax.
Wow, the magic.
Anything. I mean, you can buy Refresher on Medusa. What a great item. Terrific. KP on Puck has the Blink Dagger now, by the way, in case you were wondering. Is going an Urn.
Okay, team player right there.
Yeah, he's saving that one charge of Infused Raindrop to make sure he can finish that recipe. That is really weird, by the way. I don't know why.
Yeah, that it's made it a raindrop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Odd. I mean, I like it on some respect, but it's just weird having... I have one charge left. Okay, I can't use it anymore, guys. Like, you can do economical damage just by spamming one more Arcane Bolt.
The game is evolving.
Is that what it is?
It
Sven?
is.
He has Mask of Madness. He's actually going for the Sange first, so Halberd will be the choice for Resolution. Doesn't feel like he needs a Blink Dagger, any kind of initiation. They have
lots of initiation, for sure.
And the problem is their initiation doesn't really synergize potential. Like, Sven and Chrono don't synergize at all, unless you get the perfect Chrono.
It's definitely something where you want Sven fighting on one side and then Void fighting on another side.
Right.
I mean, they want to ignore this Medusa as much as possible in team fights, so.
Well, they're not going to ignore her now. She pops the Blade Mail and will walk away safely.
Yep, just very hard to go on the Medusa there with Venge sitting behind, along with the Blade Mail.
And this is like a pub build on Mugi. He has, well, Dragon Lance is pretty standard. He's going for
the Shadow Blade.
Shadow Blade.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
You split push, you're like, okay, I did my damage, goodbye. Kaka could be breaking up a potential smoke here, but luckily for him, there's no smoke purchased on Planet Odd right now. Would you look at that? That's crazy. Do you want to talk about Sven for 20 minutes and his item choices?
Yeah, let's do that. So he's going to pick up the Halberd. He's going to farm some jungle creeps. Then he's going to get big and red and run around in circles while he can't hit anyone and then lose a game. Or win. We don't know.
How is their kite ability? Other than the Medusa that we've talked about, they have
Venge
Burrow
swap.
Strike, Swap.
We'll have Coil or
Coil
potentially an Ag's Coil for later on in the game, too.
Yeah, even worse. Boy. Yeah,
I mean, to lock these heroes down. They can't get force-staffed out. Venge does have swap to save one target, but now you have 2 potential targets instead of just 1. So
I've never actually seen it in a pro game, have you?
no, I think I've seen Skyrath Mage like twice in the last 3
Yeah,
years.
if you see him, it's not a mid.
Yeah, exactly.
Weehaw special, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're in for a real treat if he can actually farm it in time, because right now they are down by above 5K.
Yep, he picked up that nifty 90 gold per minute talent, so he'll have it in approximately 30 minutes from now.
Oh, I didn't know Skyrath even had that. 90 gold a minute at level 15? What does that compare to Phoenix?
Phoenix has 150.
150, my
Yep,
God.
he has the highest one in the game.
Uh-oh, Venge getting
Whoa.
absolutely destroyed by Skyrath Mage. That means SC needs to get out. Soxa's killing
He's killing
himself.
himself. Oh
That
my.
blade mail definitely doing its job. And it looks like SC will get away safely. Moon Meander in the meantime, like you said, he has the Shadow Amulet. Do they have vision? And that is a big whopping no, but I bet they don't even think he's here still.
Do they? They're sitting
No,
there.
maybe they spotted the fact that he didn't have a TP. And KP does not have vision, no.
Yeah.
They're just abandoning ship.
Nothing they can do about that to get that kill there.
So instead of Blink Dagger, he's going to be going for the Shadow Blade on Void.
Yep.
In fact, I think the courier courier has Claymore on it, and it's by the side shop. Oh, they actually
He's been
scan him.
scanned.
Oh boy.
They know, but do they have any reveal?
So they scan him without reveal. Here comes Vengeful
He's
Spirit.
got
There's
sentries.
2 sentries.
It's time for Moon to, oh, the courier might get sniped here too,
boy.
coming with the Shadow
Oh, yeah,
Blade.
you're right. That could be a big snipe. They
Oh.
see the courier. They're not going to be able to get it now. Moon Meander.
He has
This is
some-
wasting so much time, though. But what actually is happening? Nothing's really happening.
Oh, they're farming. Everyone's farming on the side of Odd.
And they're not really pushing too much. Resolution pushing the bottom just a bit. Moon has been he's been here for so long.
The spaceman himself.
Oh, they actually find the courier. Oh, the vision, not quite enough.
Oh,
Illusory
orb's
Orb isn't going
coming
to get
in.
enough vision. They're not moving the courier. All right, well, that's a dead Shadow
Shadow
Blade
Blade,
for the next 3 minutes or so.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And he's still stuck here. All right, he's starting to move a bit. Oh, man. I haven't seen something like this in a long time.
Yeah,
but
that
they know.
was, he bought 1.5 minutes of time.
Yeah, that's true. But that cost him 3 minutes on this Shadow Blade. We'll see if that
It
actually
did.
ends up mattering. So Tier 1 Tower. Resolution pops his ultimate for this Tier 1. They're going to get it.
Newbee might just walk up the hill at that point.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, Arcane Rune on
had to have
Medusa
seen
as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dirty. All right, he pops it. It's actually not going to last much longer, though.
I mean, they're chipping away at this tower. And it's really difficult for Odd to start this engagement because they don't want to go on this Medusa at all, especially with Aegis.
Yeah, she is getting low on mana, though.
Well,
They
Snake
do
comes
a decent
back.
amount of damage to the tower. But this is the Aegis we're talking about. And how much time do we have? About a little bit less than a minute, as we're going to see a potential initiation, but it ends up being a Mystic Flare, end up being wasted.
Oh,
Egg
big
on
chrono
top
here.
of the Void ult. It's going to be able to stun both Puck and SC, but how much damage are they actually be able to do? Sven getting kited on the outskirts. Skyrath Mage is completely blown up. It's a 1-for-0 right now to start off this fight as Soxa able to get to safety. Skyrath Mage buys back into the game. Medusa, remember, still has Aegis for a little bit less than a minute. Should be about 20 seconds or so. She actually wants to die right now. Has to be careful that the timing is not screwed up too much as Puck getting silenced. Is she being able to,
Oh.
actually just in time able to phase shift the Arcane Bolt. Yule's out and able to get away. The Sunray not nearly enough to take him out. Faceless Void in the meantime is silenced, has the amulet. Got to expect them to not have any more sentries after that long engagement in the top lane. That is a dieback on Skyrath Mage.
Yeah.
Weehaw feeding his way his life as Faceless Void looks to be next. And Newbee looking great position to finish this, or at least get a Rax.
The one thing Odd have going for them is the Aegis expired on Medusa without replenishing all of her mana.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Resolution pops
Big
in. He gets
stun.
a nice dodge, though, from the Manta yet again from SC. And it's going to be ending up being a wasted Sven ult at the end of the day. In fact, he might actually die for this. Indeed, he does. Burrow Strike now onto Phoenix. And the right clicks are just
Oh
way
my.
too much to handle. Buyback by Soxa. They know he does not have Egg. Sven buys back now. That is rough. They know he doesn't have his ultimate.
Medusa
AKA
has
just
no
a,
mana.
a walking stun. And SC just right-clicking away to his heart's content. Misery jumps in, but there's the counter Burrow Strike. Do they have enough to actually finish him off in the distance? Indeed they do. He buys back into the game, and my God.
He's just getting
They are
kited.
dropping like flies. A greater than sign, 15K lead for Newbee.
Oh my.
And this is when Newbee wants to back off. They know they've done enough economical damage. And I don't think Planet Odd's going to be able to find anybody. There is a TP at the Shrine for Skywrath Mage, so maybe they can get somebody. Vengeful Spirit's not nearly enough, though. They need way more than this.
Yeah, they're definitely hoping for more. That was like 12 kills from Newbee there.
That was
it
insane.
feels like. There was like 4 buybacks, tons of damage being done.
Yeah, it's not looking good, my
Yep.
friend, for Planet Odd.
Don't look at the net worth. It's looking pretty bad.
I already did,
Oh,
actually.
boy. It's open on the stream
It's
as
greater
well.
than 15K, which equates to 20K right now.
Okay.
Actually, in case
Good
you're
to know.
wondering.
I wasn't
So-
sure which number that exactly was.
A lot of money going the way of Newbee. Let's see what that translates in terms of items. That's just a straight up diffusal onto Mugi. That's going to be absolutely amazing if he can cast it on Sven, who's not even close to a BKB.
Yep.
Taking off Warcry is huge.
Very, very annoying to deal with. And Medusa almost had, she has the evasion now, picked up after her Scotty, so even more difficult to lock down. I mean, Medusa just feels unkillable at this point in the game, unlike Soxa here getting clicked down.
Yeah, we're not even going to bother talking about it. It just happens. It's just one of those things. You run into the hero, you're just dead.
Pretty much. That is how it happens.
But we've seen the last couple games, we've seen these quote-unquote Trump picks, as we're going to call them. Not
Okay.
related to Donald Trump, of course. That would never be a good thing.
We
But
would, no.
the Medusa just felt like that pick this game.
Yep.
Even though it wasn't the final pick, it felt like they couldn't really, I don't know if they could have picked anything to counteract that. They ended up picking the Skywrath. Hasn't really worked out. I mean, he's been getting kills, but it does
not
nothing
enough.
to Medusa.
And once you see like these heavy ultimates trying to be committed to bring down a hero, well, now all of a sudden you have this hero that's unkillable, kind of like the Bristleback that just sits there and tanks these spells.
Yeah, that's a good example. That's for sure.
Yeah. And it's just...
Oh, Moon Meander gets a nice Chronosphere onto 2. That's a lot of damage coming from the Mystic Flare, actually. And they're going to be able to take out Vengeful Spirit with ease, but it's going to cost Skywrath, Phoenix, and Void their lives. Kaka getting quite low to Misery's ult, but again, these are diebacks, by the way, on a lot of these heroes. Resolution, the final member remaining. It's going to take a little bit of magic damage. KP's not going to be able to finish him off himself, but just forcing him back to the fountain. And that leaves Mugi to just right-click the racks, and hey, the top racks is gone, and that is
That's
GG.
game.
Newbee goes to the grand finals. Planet Odd will be facing TNC in the lower bracket finals.
Yep, that
Best of
Medusa
3.
pick was so